we're dealing with Mark here, which is the first gospel written. There's no story of Jesus' birth. The first thing that we hear about is Jesus' baptism. Okay? So let's look at this baptism. All right? In those days, Jesus came from Nazareth of Galilee and was baptized by John in the Jordan. And just as he was coming out of the water, he saw the heavens torn apart and the Spirit descending like a dove on him. And a voice came from heaven, "You are my Son, the beloved. With you I am well pleased." What do we see here? We see creation happening all over again. We see the Spirit of God hovering over the waters. Okay? The heavens are opened up. Now it's very, very interesting in the Greek. The verb that's used for the heavens opening up means to rend or split apart. So the heavens were split apart at Jesus' baptism. One of the other times that we see that verb used with that string is right after Jesus dies and the curtain in the temple is split apart. So the splitting apart of the heavens, the splitting apart of the curtain in the temple was to signify God somehow bringing himself into history. Right? Now, this is the other interesting thing that we have to understand about the God of the Jews. Unlike the gods of the pagans and so on, the pagans had an idea that the gods were the gods of nature. The uniqueness of the Jewish God was that the Jewish God was the God of history. God immersed himself in history. Some would say that history is the playground of God. Right? So what we see in all of these ideas where the heavens open up, it is God kind of plunging himself into the midst of history. But in this particular case, all right, we have the Spirit descending like a dove. All right, so we all have ideas of what a dove looks like, but the imagery of descending like a dove, you know where it comes from? One of the places it comes from the book of Song of Songs, which is the great love story in the Old Testament. And the idea of descending like a dove is pinpointing the concept of the beloved. So the idea of a dove descending upon Jesus kind of concretizes the words that he hears, "You are my beloved Son." Okay, so all of those images come into play.